Okay, y'all. Welcome back. And today, I'm gonna do that part 2 that I was talking about in the last video. If you haven't watched that, go watch it. Where we're gonna talk about more violations that happened throughout JoJo's Bizarre Adventures, because as I was researching for this video, I had realized there are definitely a good deal of them that have just been animated. I'm not even talking about the ones that have been in part 7, 8, or 9. And what better way to start off this video than talking about Josuke and Rohan versus Highway Star, which really turned out to be a Josuke beatdown on Highway Star. Imagine this: you and your mortal enemy are on a bus, and driving on that bus y'all go down a tunnel, and while on that tunnel your mortal enemy says that they saw a room where a man picked up an unconscious woman's arm. Now you think they're messing with you, so you don't think anything of it, and they go down the tunnel to check it out. Now, by the time they check it out, you're outside the tunnel, and you start to slowly go in, but when you go in, you see them getting harmed, because as you walked into that supposed room your mortal enemy was talking about, they are almost completely dead, with their nutrients almost completely gone. And you see a stand. Not only do you see a stand, your mortal enemy, the nigga that hates you, tells you to run. So you hightail it out of there and you tell him you'll come back for him once you figure out how to beat this stand. But that stand is not letting you go, chasing you down wherever you go throughout the city. It was on Josuke's tail. And Josuke was evading the best he could, but the thing was, it kept getting faster. His stand, it was keeping up with a motorcycle that Josuke was on, so he called Koichi in order to have him help him find out who the stand user could be. This is where Koichi clutches up and finds that the stand user was in the hospital. Now this is where shit gets crucial, because at this point Josuke, he's angry. And he pulls up to the hospital, and the person in the hospital there, he's like, I smell blood, whose blood is it? And Josuke, he says mine. And he looks at him, and the stand user, he's like, you're not gonna hurt someone injured in a hospital bed, right? And Josuke says no. Heals him. Then he hurts him so bad that he sends him flying outside of the hospital room. He punches him through a window, knocking him into a fountain, re-injuring most of the things he had already injured. Now this next one, I think is one of my personal favorites, because it captures how much Jolyne was beating niggas up in part 6. Because this is the very first arc, the very first time we actually see Jolyne for real within Stone Ocean. And the first time we see her, she's going up against Guess. And can I just say this? Guess had it coming. She was tweaking. Jolyne got there, and she had the top bunk as a storage space, and she slept on the bottom bunk, and then she shrunk Jolyne without Jolyne even knowing it was her, or without Jolyne even knowing what a stand was for real. But she was trying to make her become her pet. She was training her. She was making her run on a wheel, lift books as a little mouse. He made her talk in a mouse voice. Like, the shit was wild. I was watching is this the 3rd episode? Are you sure? But this is where Guess fucked up, because she tried to make Jolyne go out and steal some shit from a guard. And while she was doing that, Jolyne started to grow bigger, and that's when Jolyne told her to bring her back, and she did bring her back. Kind of. Jolyne was at the gate, and Guess made the pendulum drop. Now, if you don't remember, the pendant is the one that gave Jolyne the stand, but it dropped and Jolyne leaned in to pick it up, and Guess hit her again, making her shrink. And the guard spots Jolyne, so Guess, she thought for a second that the guard was just finna shoot Jolyne and ring the alarm, which the guard rang the alarm, but he didn't shoot Jolyne. It gave Jolyne time to beat the fuck out of her. And that's what she did. With the last seconds before the guard even pulled up, she used the last 10 to 15, maybe 20, just beating the actual tar piss out of Gus. And it was deserved, and not only that, it was the first beatdown of the part, so the animation was completely crisp. And not only even being the first beatdown of the part, it's the first time we officially get the name of Jolyne's stand. So it hit different watching her beat the shit out of Gus after she was fucking with her for an episode and a half. Now for this last one, it comes from part 6 too, and it's actually the most important part of part 6, and that's when Emporio beat the tar piss out of Poochie. Not only beating the tar piss, but resetting the universe, stopping Poochie's current plan that was in progress, and bringing a version of his friends back, even if it didn't bring his friends back with their memories. But starting off, we get Emporio transported to the new universe after Poochie ran through all of his friends, was looking for him, didn't get him, and he rode in on a dolphin, letting him sneak in. Because remember, with Made in Heaven, the animals remain unchanged and all that. But since when creating the new universe, Poochie did not have Emporio in mind. He's like, yep, I gotta get this little nigga out of here. So he spent the entire time when he first got to the new universe chasing down Emporio throughout the Stone Ocean prison. And when I say chasing down, he was hunting him down till eventually they got to the ghost room. Emporio thought he would be safe there. Or did he? Because Poochie came out the cut out of nowhere. Now I'm thinking this is the end of the road for my nigga, but he had a plan. He had a plot, really. He had the disc of Poochie's brother weather report, and he popped that bitch in so fast, I was shocked. Because next thing you know, boom! Weather report cracks Poochie upside the head. Now, I'm pretty sure at this point, Poochie, he couldn't use Made in Heaven because it was still in progress. The universe wasn't completed. But none of that matters. Now, of course, Poochie started begging with Emporio, telling him this is bigger than him. He's about to give the universe a gift, eternal happiness. You can't stop eternal happiness. But Emporio was not hearing that shit. And he started clobbering Poochie. He beat him to death, literally. Every punch turned this nigga frosty or extremely hot. Every punch was a new climate. I know Poochie's body couldn't take it, and he didn't hold up for long. Because after Poochie died, we get a reset back to what the original universe was. But since Poochie is dead, he never happens in this universe. So the people in part 6, them being dead, they come back, their souls come back, but their identities, who they were before, that's all different. And out of the part 6 cast, Emporio is the only one to remember actually what happened with them in the journey that they actually just took. And honestly, being a 9-10-year-old learning all that, that would fuck me up for life. I would have to be put in a mental institution. But to each their own. Maybe he can find a way to explain it to the new part 6 members, or maybe not. But that's all I got for y'all today. If y'all like the video, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. We're on the road to 2K, so please like it up. And until next time, peace.